Hello students, so it's time for your second unit test and we will be having the units 4, 5 and 6 in your unit test of English. So let me give you the question pattern for second unit test. You know that the duration will be 1 hour and the marks will be 25. So question 1 will be give meanings, question 2 fill in the blanks, question 3 true or false, and question 4 answer the following questions. Answer the following questions will be carrying 2 marks each and other 3 1 mark each. Question 1 give meanings for 5 marks. First word is reuse, very easy, it means to use again. Recycle, do not write it as to cycle again. It means to convert waste into reusable material. Feast, a large meal, typically a celebratory one. Scraps, small pieces left over. And plantain, it means cooking bananas, bananas which are meant for cooking. Invention, something that has never been made before. Often, frequently, or many times. British, belonging or relating to the United Kingdom or to its people or culture. Or we can write in short like from the United Kingdom, whether they be people from the United Kingdom or culture from the United Kingdom. Next is an idiom, to fool someone. It means to trick someone into believing something that is not true. Burglar is housebreaker, thief. Steal, to take without permission or legal right and without intending to return it. India rubber, natural rubber. Dew, drops of water that form on the ground and other surfaces outside during the night. Buttercup, a small bright yellow wildflower. Errant, complete, utter, total. Sleepyhead, a person, especially a child, who is tired and looks as if they want to sleep. Shadowgraphy, the art or practice of producing shadow pictures on a screen. Puppet, a doll that is moved by putting your hand inside it or by pulling strings or wires that are attached to it. Evidence, proof. Broca's area, region of the brain that contains neurons involved in speech function. Adapt, to change something so that you can use it in a different situation. And worn out, it means extremely tired or exhausted. Question 2 will be fill in the blanks for 5 marks. Now students, these are the blanks given, but do not just mark this up. Read the stories again and I'll be asking blanks on my own. The Maharaja of Travancore ordered a huge dinner in his palace for many important people. The king noticed a basket full of small pieces of vegetables that no one was using. The cook had a small amount of everything and a tree full of ripe coconuts. The king gave the cook a beautiful gold bracelet as a reward. The cook named the dish a veal. I may change the blanks like the blank gave the cook a beautiful gold bracelet as a reward. Was it the king or the guests? Or the king named the dish a veal? The blank named the dish a veal. Who will be there? Cook or king? Inventors blank problems. They solve problems. Lawrence Invention uses existing blank technology and has blank. It uses existing mobile phone technology and has a built-in SIM card. The blank makes the smart bell sound like the owner is inside the house talking on and blank. The white noise makes the smart bell sound like the owner is inside the house talking on an intercom. A family friend helped him to send his design to blank. Here, I will give you the name as well. A family friend of Lawrence helped him to send his design to blank, China. Now, here is a passage, but I won't be asking you the whole passage, but I will change the wordings according to the blanks. Like, European travelers learned shadowgraphy when visiting blank, China, or blank travelers learned shadowgraphy when visiting China. But at that time, people used blank, puppets. Later, some people started doing shows with hand shadows. You will have to remember that earlier, first they were doing it with puppets and then they started with hand shadows. Felician Trevay liked to make his hands look like the shadows of famous people. There is a scientific evidence that doing hand shadows activates a part of the brain called Broca's area. This part of the brain helps with language. Question 3. State whether the following sentences are true or false for 5 marks. Now students, in your notebook you do not have any exercise with true or false, but I have explained you the chapters and so I will be asking the true or false from the chapters only. You just have to say whether they are true or whether they are false. Let me give you the example. The king gave the cook a beautiful gold chain as a reward. Now this may be sounding like it's true, but it's false. The king gave the cook a beautiful gold bracelet as a reward. This was asked in blank, but you'll be able to write this. So, the first sentence is false. Lawrence Rook invented smart bell. True. But if I give you the sentence like Thomas Alva Edison invented smart bell, whether you have to say whether it is true or false. You know that it is false, so you will be able to write it. I won't be giving you all the true or falses, but it's easy. Just read the chapter, understand it. If you are clear with it, this will be cash marks for you. The moth thought the star was caught in the top branches of a tall tree. True. Question 4. Answer the following questions for 10 marks. One question will carry 2 marks. In the first unit test, I had not cut your marks for spelling mistakes or grammatical errors. But this time, make sure that you write clearly. You are given the right to answer in your own words. I will like that. I encourage you to do that. But no errors. When the king entered the kitchen, which things from the feast were ready? When the king entered the kitchen, rice, pickles, chutneys and breads were ready. Which vegetables were there as scraps? Vegetables like yam, plantain, cucumber, potato, carrot, beans and chilies were there as scraps. Avial is a traditional dish of which state? Avial is a traditional dish of Kerala. What was the problem with the earlier inventions for light bulbs? The earlier light bulbs did not last long enough and they were not easy to make in large numbers. What is the invention by Lawrence Rook? Lawrence Rook invented Smart Bell, a doorbell that fools burglars into thinking somebody is at home in an empty house. What does Smart Bell do that's different than regular doorbell? When Smart Bell is pressed, it waits 10 seconds to see if the home owner answers. If no one answers, the Smart Bell dials the owner's mobile phone. When did Lawrence come up with the idea for Smart Bell? Lawrence came up with the idea of Smart Bell when his school asked students to enter a contest for student inventions. Read the lines from the poem and answer the following. He's very, very like me from the heels up to the head. This is very easy. Like the answers are given in front of you and you just have to write them. Who does he refer to? He refers to the shadow. Who does me refer to? Me refers to the speaker in the poem. And why are he and me alike? He and me are alike because he is the shadow of me. With whom did the young moth fall in love? The young moth fell in love with a beautiful star. What did the moth's mother say when he told about his dream? When the moth told his mother about his dream, she told him he should dream of something closer and easier like a nice lamp. Why did the moth leave his father's house? The moth didn't want to fly around street lamps or house lamps as his father told, so he left his father's house. Where did the moth think the star was? The moth thought the star was caught in the top branches of a tall tree. Why was the moth happy in the end? The moth was happy because he lived to be a very old moth and he believed in his dream. When his mind began to play tricks, he started believing that he really had reached the star. So that's it. Quite a small portion. I know you will be doing it very well and your unit test will also go good. But still, go through this video, go through the previous videos and read your textbook. And you'll be done for your unit test. And with this, even for your semester exams. So, all the best with reading.